Cheers to
Salud.
This is Life.
Why isn't it going?
We want to help people helping people. We are all here together. Why not be successful? Why not help each other? Why not be something? And there doesn't have to be so much picking and hating and judging. And this is a free judge zone. I don't judge anybody, and you always welcome in here. So
I judge people all the time.
Well, you know what, dude? Cheers to good friends, great energy, and a live chat room in this podcast. Hey, yo, this is life.
Yo.
Thank you, everyone. Newcomers, old comers, friends, family. We love you all. Shout the fuck out.
We love all comers.
If you're afraid to talk to me or if I am too aggressive for you, go fuck yourself. But if you're not and you're interested in talking, please pick up the phone. Holler at me. And my own experiences, I left at 16. I moved out when I was 16 years old, people. I had 3 jobs, my own apartment, and I had a baby, and I had things to deal with. My husband will tell you, I am a fighter, I am a strong person, and I am Jess. There's nothing less, and he is Rocky, and he never gives me anything less, and that's what's so important. I am so damn blessed to have you as my partner in crime.
No, wait, this is live. They can't really.
We don't need friends, you know why? Because we have each other. Cheers on that.
Cheers on
Solo.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're bugging. Well, I guess.
I can't even take that.
I like that last laugh at the end of everything because I always go, that's the laugh, where I've had enough.
Enough to drink?
Enough of everything. Why are you being funny right now? You're just trying to get slapped. That's
because that
is.
laugh, the drunker you get, the more that laugh gets used.
We are here tonight, of course, and having an amazing start to the show. We have the amazing Rocky, my husband and best friend, as my co-host, and my beautiful best friend, ride or die, realist person that I have ever known for the longest time ever, Nicole. Here
the
from.
realest shit I ever wrote.
What did you say?
It's Tupac.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, back to life.
Because you said the realest one I know, and that's
life.
you know.
Back to reality. Let's get back to life. So we have a really great show planned for everybody, and a couple of topics were posted up on top for you guys to know what the subjects were going to be. I want to dive right in here to one of my favorite topics, of course. Sex.
Okay, I thought we were gonna go with the other thing. All right, good.
What do you want to do first?
No, I want to veer off a little bit from that. Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So I, of course, you know me, what I do during the week besides work, cook, clean, and take care of children and my husband, I also investigate awesome, weird stories that I can find for us to talk about.
And then we use them to blackmail people.
Put that in a cake and bake it. Boom. Oh, okay. So, can you turn off that echo?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
Thank you.
There
Echo
go.
off. I don't need to hear myself. So, I found this thing that was super awesome, and it's called Lazy Lovers.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't know how somebody comes up with these kind of things, but I found this, and the person who wrote it and posted it was like, who came up with this? Because this is the one and all of all. I'm going to go in front of the screen for a second. What? What? is so
Sorry.
annoying.
It's going to literally continue right where we left off. Don't worry. All right?
But I don't even know what they didn't hear.
They only heard a few seconds of you talking about the thing. That's it. From when I clicked that off, that's all they heard. So, obviously, what I was describing was a hydraulic system that assists you in the lovemaking. So, you know.
All right, so they can hear me now.
Yes.
All right, so there's different settings. You can use this anytime, anywhere for anybody. And it says, the commercial's like, if you're together for 10 years and you're tired or you're lazy, please strap this on. It says it can be washed in the dishwasher, but it doesn't fit in the dishwasher. So you need to hand wash it. And if you don't have hands, you need to feet wash it. And the commercial shows somebody with 2 hooks as their hands and their feet are washing this thing in the tub. It is the most ridiculous commercial I've ever seen for a thrusting machine.
It was quite comical.
Okay. Now, this is something off of True TV, and it was very comical. But this brings us to the discussion of lazy lovers. Have you ever been with a lazy, just, good for nothing type of lover that just
like what, dead fish you're talking about?
Yeah,
Dead fish.
just sits there and you're like, what are you doing?
Nicole?
Unfortunately, I have.
Unfortunately, we all have
It's also
been with somebody
No,
who
I'm kidding.
sucked. It's just what we had.
I mean, I have, but...
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's perfect.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
It's annoying, though, because, I like to put my best foot forward, and if you're going to half-ass it, it's like, what the fuck are we here for?
Right.
Like,
what the fuck are we here for?
Yeah. It's really annoying.
Anyway, this fucking machine, okay, I'm going to post the link onto my Twitter, JRABBIT55, so you can go there and check out the commercial yourself. It is quite the sight, and hysterical for everyone that's laughing about it.
It was great.
It was really
It
fucking
was.
hysterical. I sent it to everybody I knew today, and I was like, check this out. So, of course, I'm on this sex subject because this is what I do. I'm JRABBIT, and I like to talk about marriage and sex. So, I wanted to look up, different ways that... Did you see what just happened?
I did.
I did. You shoved
The
it.
microphone tried to motorboat you.
It motorboated. That was a motorboat
That
session.
microphone tried
It
to
fucking
motorboat you.
motorboated me, straight up. So,
These men tried to have sex with me.
oh my God, that's right. And he was like trading places,
Yeah.
right? Uh-huh. So I look up how to give and receive sexual criticism. How do you tell somebody, I don't fucking like this, or you're not doing that right?
See, I think I don't like this is very easy. It's just, well, don't do that, I don't like that. It's, you suck at doing this, don't do that. Like, that's what I think this relates to. Because something you don't like is very easy to go, I don't like that, please don't do that. And most people will oblige and be like, oh, yeah, absolutely, sorry, I didn't know.
Right.
But if you're trying to, like, a teethy blowjob.
Oh, my God, a teethy blowjob. Could you imagine,
It happens.
would it be like that? It happens?
It happens.
That's fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. I mean, you would just have to know that if you just don't know how to pull your teeth back, you shouldn't be sucking dick.
For real.
Well, I would assume, it's common knowledge, just at least put your teeth your lips as a guard.
Over your teeth, right?
As a guard, right?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, and also...
I never even sucked a dick, and I would know,
your tongue, like you wrap your tongue, like around the bottom of the head, so it's the top lip, and it...
Yeah.
I have to say, when you have those
Seems like
assholes
common
that like
sense.
it really rough and they just keep shoving it in, it's
And
like,
you
God
down your
damn
throat,
it!
you're like, fuck, you
It's
can't
like,
even...
you know what, I don't give a fuck if my teeth
but
are
to be
gritty,
fair, to be fair, that noise you girls make when your dick hits the back of your throat and you go, is really sexy. So,
What?
I'm sorry.
How is that sexy when they're like, oh, you've done that to me,
Would it be
actually.
sexy if you did that to a point where a girl fucking
Threw up on you?
No, you know the limit.
You don't know the limit.
Yeah, you know the
There
limit.
are
No,
times...
you men do not know the limit.
Well,
There has
don't you men.
Yeah,
Some
you men.
men.
You
Some.
men. Well, I have not sucked. I've only sucked one cock. I have tried one other time, but I was not very good at it. Rocky has literally, like, I mean, he gets so into it. He's like, oh my fucking God, that he'll push my head. And I'm like, then I will grab, like, the base and go, like, and pop it out and go, slow the fuck down.
Well, you know.
Slow the fuck down, cowboy. He's like, this is it. This is it. You know?
Hey, I want to play too, you know?
Yeah, I know you want to play. God damn, slow it down. No, but so this is the conversation. How do you tell somebody? What's the breakdown? What would you say if you were like, look, I don't like this, so you're not doing it right? How would you tell somebody to do it different?
Oh, I would just tell them exactly what to do. Like, do this. Do it like this. I've had to do that before.
Like, you pull their face and go
See,
right
again,
here.
For girls, this is an easier bring-up thing.
He's almost there, and then, like, when he's on it, I'm like, right there. Don't move. Just keep doing it.
Now you, babe, what about you?
Well, that's what I was going to... For girls, this is an easier move to pull. Girls are always in the power position as far as sex comes, as far as a good man's concerned, because you want to make the girl feel as comfortable as possible, so it's their rules, and that's it. You know what I mean? Now, for a guy to bring up something that a girl's doing wrong, for one, we all know women are never wrong, right, guys?
What the fuck?
What? Are you? Clearly.
I know that you're not...
As long as you understand
Isn't
that
it the
it's a
pot?
fact, then
Isn't it the pot?
Exactly.
The kettle.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
But no.
Please, Nicole.
But, as I'm saying, and women sometimes can be defensive and emotional. So you have to tiptoe around this thing or completely negate it from the situation completely and just kind of direct her in another direction of what you don't want her doing anymore.
Wait. Okay. So what you're telling me is that women have a way of...
Overreacting. Look at this. The perfect example.
I'm going to look at you right now.
Perfect example.
You know why I'm going to look at you right now? Because I am far from an overreactor, and might I wipe that fucking look off your face? And might I add, out of any women that you know, I'm one of the most stable.
That is true.
Okay, so
but
when it comes to emotion, sometimes I can't control it.
The second part was true.
But sometimes, you know, as an emotional human being, we can't control that we get upset or that we cry or that something bothers us. But one thing I do know is that when something bothers me, it's once every 6 months to a year.
Now, I know my thing is scary at times, but I get upset very rarely, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and the Hulk comes out, and that's unacceptable. But I'm just emoting and showing my feelings. Why can't I do that?
You can show your feelings, but you cannot be over-aggressive. I mean, we show our feelings differently. So that's not what I'm saying, and that wasn't the topic of conversations, Hulk. So settle the fuck down. What we're talking about is how do you tell a lover or someone that they're not doing what you want or what you like? How do you
See, what they want is different because you're not doing anything. What you're doing wrong, again, as a guy to a girl, is very hard to approach. It's not something women don't. Again, I'm not trying to pick on women, but they don't take the criticism well. They don't.
What if you were like, hey, look, you know, I love when you suck my dick, but can you do this? Then they add it in and make it better.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, for me to go, listen, when you're sucking my balls, you do this thing where you really, you know, I don't know, pinch the bag somehow. Who the fuck knows? But you know what I mean?
The bag.
And, you know, you need to stop doing this. Now, when I just, let's say, hey, you're doing that wrong with the olive oil. Let me show you. How do you typically react?
Well, when you tell me how to cook from somebody who doesn't cook ever in the kitchen. Wait. No. When you come in the kitchen.
I don't cook pasta?
When you When you come in the kitchen and twice a month you may cook, you may mix olive oil, garlic, and salt and pepper with pasta I boiled.
I'm just saying.
You may do that. But you don't cook like I cook.
I'm not saying
okay?
I do.
And so when you come in the kitchen and try to tell, it's not your suggestions. You come in and do it and then go, oh, by the way, I added something to your sauce.
I did that once.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Don't lie.
Yeah, by the way, I also added something to this.
Way.
So when I'm cooking and I'm doing my thing and you come and correct me, it's a different way of saying, hey, babe, can I add some salt? Or going, oh, I already put salt in it. I'm like, why the fuck would you add salt? You know? Like, why?
Maybe you need it. I don't know.
I'll fucking salt you. How about that? Salt you right up in your fucking pepper. Anyway,
I'm just
Salt and
saying,
pepper.
women don't take the criticisms or, you know, don't do it like this, do it like that very well. So you
My house, that's a big no-no with fucking with someone's cooking.
yeah, but you're a baker, like your bacon's.
Oh, no, I cook too.
No, I know,
also
but
a cooker.
you know, I don't think it's a big
She's
deal.
a cooker.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I think it's a big deal, and I think that if you were doing swatches at work and I came in and went, you know, that's magenta, you'd be like, fuck you, it's pink. Because I know it's fucking pink. Would you not?
Well, I would have my standards with me, and I would know definitively whether it is or isn't.
I don't believe it.
I heard
What
that.
I do know is that I don't believe it. So, all right. So I just wanted to kind of know. I guess everybody different, you know, ways they'd go about it. I don't know if anybody's right in the room, but you know, you'd have to, of course, provide suggestions on how to change things. Take a minute before you respond if somebody is criticizing you. You know, listen carefully, ask questions, and in summary of this, okay. We all need constructive sexual feedback. That's how it helps us become better. You all need to be in a point where we go,
Cat, playing with kids and stuff in the snow.
what?
Cat, playing with the kids and stuff in the snow. He did, man.
That's what you just showed me in the middle of me fucking
I'm
speaking?
sorry. I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. That was rude. You're right. I'm very sorry.
You have a fucking 5-minute timeout.
All right, fair
5-minute
enough.
timeout.
Great.
That's it.
I need a beer.
So, as I was saying, in ending this, you need to have constructive feedback in a sexual relationship to grow. That's what you need to have. So, no matter how people go about growing or this and that, you know, you need to have that. So, if it was me personally, I think that I am a very blunt person, and I would say, I don't like this, I don't like that, let's do this, let's do that. But I'm also open to change and trying different things. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you open to, like, if someone was like, look, Nicole, I fucking love it when you bend over, but don't shake. Like, you know, like sometimes guys don't like it when I will bend over and sometimes I'll shake it or sometimes I'll pop it or sometimes I roll it. But if they were like, bend over and just roll it, don't shake it, would you take that constructive or would you get offended?
I would not get offended.
No, right? I would get offended. Fuck that. If
See?
I roll it, you take my rolling. If I
See?
shake it, you take my fucking
But that
shaking.
proves my point
and if
right
I'm
there.
bopping on it, you take me bopping on it.
Yes,
You
it
said
does.
women, and I'm pretty sure I'm one.
Yeah, but
Right?
Again,
Are
this
you?
wasn't really a criticism of something you're doing wrong. It was more of what I don't like you doing. It's, you know, again, there's a difference, though. There is. I know I'm being
Hold on
very
a second.
technical.
Hold on a second.
I'm just saying, there is a difference.
Doctor
You
Rocky.
know, you want the man's opinion, I'm giving you the opinion.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't want the man's goddamn opinion. I want you on the show because you're hot. That's it. I want attention, and I'm fucking exploiting you.
Good.
Showing off that face.
Dig it.
So, all right, well, we talked a little bit about sex, and I feel like I'm the only one that's actually talking about sex here. You know.
Sexy time.
Let's switch it up for a second, and I want to talk about something else because my awesome bestie for always here sent me a link today of the new, it's called
Oh, this shit is so funny.
Cheesing.
It's so funny.
It's called cheesing. And so what these parents are doing is they're videotaping themselves throwing a piece of American cheese on their babies' faces. So I'm also now going to get up again.
Like a Kraft Singles.
Yeah, I'm going to get up and show you this video.
Dude, this shit is
And Nicole,
hilarious.
why don't you take over because you know more about it, so talking about it while I show them.
Well, I mean, it's really what it is. It's
Yeah.
parents taping themselves throwing cheese on their babies' faces. But it's cute, it's funny, and the kids usually are in some kind of, like, fit. And then once the cheese hits them, they're so stunned that the fit stops, and they're just like,
I don't think so.
the fuck just happened?
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for a commercial.
And
Let's do it.
I think it's fucking hysterical.
It's not hysterical.
Nicole?
I think it's a little funny.
Into the mic,
Tell me
baby.
if you can see.
There you go.
I think it's a little
Can you
funny,
see?
Yes. Yes.
but I also would not do that to my kids because I think it's kind of fucked up.
They're throwing cheese into their kids'
Wow.
faces.
I love it. It's funny as shit.
That is not fucking funny.
That shit is funny.
This is the cheese challenge.
I like it. I'm into it. I'm all for it.
Whoa.
Whap.
What the fuck?
I think it's funny.
So we have now this cheesing challenge. Do you join the cheesing challenge? Chat. Do we join the fucking cheesing challenge.
See,
We
I
got
would join
Keith
the
Martin,
cheesing
not funny.
challenge
SC Steve,
now
not cool.
with my teens.
Cap said made me laugh.
Like, I would throw a piece of
My
cheese
boy,
in Zach's
Cap.
face now.
You what?
I would throw a piece of cheese in Zach's face now.
But you know
I
what?
wouldn't do it when he was an infant, but I would totally do it to my 14-year-old now. I'd be like, ha ha!
You might get fucked up.
I couldn't, you know, I don't think that there's really anything funny about it. I think it's a little bit fucking rude and, like, out of line, personally. But, I mean, why don't you throw it on your own face? Like, that's funny.
Because that's
Stand
not
and
funny.
Slap yourself in the face with a fucking piece of cheese. Like, how funny is it? That kid goes, you slap
It's
it.
very funny.
And the parents are like, ha ha ha, how funny would it be, bitch, if I grabbed a goddamn brick of fucking cheese and threw it in your goddamn face? Would you be laughing? Because I would.
It's actually very funny.
It's not funny. It's
It
fucking
is.
disrespectful. Like, you're using your kid as a fucking joke. Fuck you. I wish I knew you because I'd slap you in the face with a block of fucking cheese. See how funny that was to you then, bitch.
I think it's
And she
funny.
posted on her social media like you look like a ding dong.
Yeah, that does make you look like a dipshit of a parent.
Like, I mean,
to
okay.
post that on social media.
If you had an inside joke at home, but you fucking post it, everybody's laughing, then people start doing it, hashtag fucking cheesy challenge. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I got
It'd
it.
be one thing if it was just like your friends or even
I got
like
a
your
kick out of
family, but some of these people, most of these people have their pages public where everybody can go on and say it. Like,
No.
I would not want the whole world seeing me throwing food in my kid's face
No.
at like 2 months old.
But they were saying, like, now that they're looking it up, like, to see if this is any type of child abuse, then I would fucking say, yeah, I would think it was. No? Silence.
No, because that's
sorry,
not
I was responding
that's
to
not
Kay.
child
Kay's
abuse.
son's name is Zach also.
Yeah,
And he happens to spell it the
that's a
same.
stretch. That is a
It's not
giant
that a
stretch.
I mean, not for nothing, but it cannot be okay. Would you walk up to a stranger and slap him in the face with a piece of cheese?
No, but it's not a stranger.
But you would no.
Oh my
wait,
god, that
but
would
wait.
actually be hilarious to
But
do
wait,
that to a
but
stranger.
wait, I'm saying, like, you wouldn't do that to a stranger because it's inappropriate to throw a piece of cheese
I
in
bet
someone's
you-
face.
If this thing picks up, we'll start seeing random people on the street
I
just
would
getting hit
totally
with
do
cheese.
that. Oh my god, I would
flip,
totally
if anybody
do
threw a
that.
piece of fucking
And just be like,
cheese,
you've been cheesed. You
let me
know?
tell you
Yes,
something.
Because who's
my
really
God.
going to get
I
that
would
man
love
over
to be
that?
Seriously,
Like, I'd be like,
start
"Ah, you
videotaping
got
it.
me."
Start
You don't
videotaping
fucking
it.
cheese
No.
people. I don't even like someone touching
You're acting
my
like
face.
it's hot melted cheese, you know?
babe,
Like,
my kids don't even touch my face. I don't like anybody touching
yeah, that's
my
yo.
face.
Like, if someone.
Let someone slap me with a piece of cheese, I'll shove that block up their fucking ass. It'll come out their mouth.
I'd probably be like, what the fuck at first, and then see the person who did it, and if they're smiling, I'd be like, you got me.
No,
Yeah.
you
Well,
wouldn't.
social services, I think, got involved in it because I think that was the one link that I sent you yesterday that my friend had posted on Facebook, and it said, if I recall, something about Child Protective Services saying, like, while it is a douchebaggy thing to do, it's not considered abuse.
It's not. But you know what? To think about it, it is a douchebag thing to do, and it is fucking sad to use your kids to make a
Alright,
fucking
hold
video.
up. I got an example. People claim that their dogs are part of the family, correct?
Okay.
Okay. Why is it okay to tease the dog?
What do you mean?
People tease their dogs. They take the
I think
ball.
that's
Whoop!
shitty, too. I think that's a shitty thing.
No,
Yeah.
you're playing with the dog when you play with a fetch with a fucking
Well, you're playing
ball.
with your kid.
No, you're not playing with a piece of cheese. You slap it in the face.
Yeah, we're throwing cheese around the house. You know, everyone's having fun.
Fuck out of here!
I'm having
no.
a laugh. Hey, Grandpa,
You
look at
throw
the cheese.
You throw cheese, and I'm fucking you up.
Well, now I'm going to
That's
throw
it.
cheese. I'm going to do it when you're sleeping and
You
just
throw
cheese
cheese,
you.
and I'm fucking...
I'm going to do it next time she does my hair.
Yeah, don't even let it. Just
Oh, no, it's
sneak
gonna
your
be-
hand out of the
it's
cape.
alright.
Sneak your hand out of the cape and just.
Whoops,
And
right
get-
here, fucking piece of cheese slaps me, and she's videotaping it.
Like,
Cheese!
you got cheesed.
Oh my god, I would die, but also laugh at the same time. That'd be pretty funny. That would be really funny.
How do you girls feel about Luke Perry dying?
Oh my
I'm
god,
so heartbroken.
I
sad
know.
because, like, first of all, 90210.
Dylan McKay for life.
Oh my
I
god,
know.
second of all, Buffy.
Yeah. Well, Luke Perry / Dylan McKay, top 3 coolest guys as far as my childhood's concerned.
yeah.
Christian
I feel
Slater,
like a
Corey
part of my
Haim,
childhood's
Dylan
gone.
McKay
Yeah,
/ Luke Perry.
I agree. Yeah.
Part of my childhood.
I was
Wednesday
about
night, 8
Kilmer,
o'clock.
Christian
90210.
Slater.
I remember begging
Yeah.
my mom
It started
and
on
dad,
Sundays.
Like, me and Janine stay up and watch 90210, and for like the longest time,
Dude, it was on at 8.
She was like a
I
year,
watched it on
she's
my
almost
days I
2
stayed
years
home from
older than me,
school.
so for the longest time, I wasn't
Yeah,
allowed
the
to stay up for
replays.
it.
It was on at 8. You weren't allowed to stay up till 8?
No, I was.
Oh my
Really?
God. We had the
loser
most
parents when I
fucking
was a kid.
And you're a
annoying
year older than I am,
and-
right?
Yeah, but our parents were really strict because we
Yeah.
were bad.
Dude, I was
Me
up
and Nicole
fucking
were
watching,
bad.
and then Melrose Place
I
right
feel
after.
like that's part of why I was bad. Though,
Yeah, because we had to
they
push
were
out.
So, yeah.
They were fucking
We
suffocating.
rebelled.
Yes, both our parents.
I
And
didn't
when I
have
was
to
at,
rebel. I didn't really
no,
have laws.
whatever. All right,
I was
nobody
lawless.
had a free for all like you, Rocky.
I was lawless out on the town. doing my thing.
Lawless. He was lawless.
Lawless.
13, man.
Please, 13. I was able to sit on my porch.
Once I hit 7, I was out. My mother had no idea where we
It
were.
wasn't like that for me. All right.
All day.
Ever.
No, I mean
Till
once I hit
16.
13, that's when I started to like rebel. Like I
Oh
got
no!
out of my
Again, I didn't really
house.
have to rebel.
I was
just
16.
I'd be like, "Mom, going out, staying at Michael's later," and
No,
I'd be
see, my mother used to get in her car
And check.
and drive around the neighborhoods of where I was hanging out to make sure I was in their house hanging out with them. And if she caught me roaming the neighborhood,
roaming the streets,
I had to get in the car.
But not for nothing, for the lawlessness I had and the very few restrictions I ever had to surpass, very little trouble.
You didn't have trouble, but as a child and an adult, you had to learn how to take direction, and you had to learn how to.
Yeah, but I'm
have
saying I
someone-
didn't get in any trouble, meaning
No,
with the law
no, but
or hurt
not having
or...
structure as a child had stopped you from being able to take direction and.
Also made me a survivor. Out there on my own, taking care of myself.
You were not out there on your own.
Me and my
no.
crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all fucking
Out on my own,
kids.
take care of myself was totally
Yeah.
different than hanging out with your
We
friends.
were 12-year-olds having keg parties and lake parties and...
Because you were crazy.
Well,
I
we
was
weren't
sitting on
having
my
them. We
porch.
were there.
No, see, I
it was
the
our
same
friends
way.
having
well,
them.
I was 13, but I was sneaking out of my house.
I was on my
stealing
porch. I
parents'
wasn't allowed to do
liquor.
much else.
I had one
And
lake,
you know
lake
what,
party.
though?
They
That's
threw
fine.
a...
I was fine though that my parents were really strict. It made me rebel a little bit. By the time I was 19, though, I had my shit together and my life was ready to go. And here I am at 38, and I'm fucking unstoppable.
My friend Charlie
So
got
whatever my
stomped
dad
out.
and my mom did, it fucking worked.
You guys know Charlie Connolly, right?
Yeah, I knew Charlie.
He got stomped out one night. We were having a party at the lake. These kids came up. A fight broke out. Charlie looked older. Charlie looked like he was like 17 or 18, but he was 13. And he got stomped the fuck out in the middle of the fucking road. And he took a pretty good ass whooping. It was not good. Oh, no. Here comes... I'm in trouble.
Give it to me.
I'm in trouble.
Give it to me, Ma.
Hi, Ma.
You're grounded.
Ma,
Both of you.
tell him, please.
Why
You're
can't...
fucking grounded. Both
I'm
of you
grounded.
are grounded.
That's it.
Listen,
That's it.
Ma, isn't that the
No.
truth, though?
No dinner for you on Sunday.
Oh, shit.
That's why.
Blame everything on your parents. Sure.
It's not your fault, Ma. It's not.
No,
I
you were
can't
out
wait
making
till
a
your
living and
kids
supporting
grow up.
us. It wasn't your fault at all. You were a great supportive mother. It's
Ma,
just,
you
know,
you did a great
you had
job.
to make a living. You did
Later
it on
in
your
life.
own.
Right. Back it up now. Back it
No.
up.
I'm not backing anything up.
No,
That's
you know what
that's
it
the
is?
truth,
You know
though.
what it is, though, Ma? As a kid, he was a dick, and as an adult and a man, when you were grooming him, which I tell you this all the time.
Grooming
you
me.
Yes.
As if I'm a dog.
No, not as if you're a dog, but she was grooming you to be a man, and she did a great job
Absolutely.
with you as a young adult, but it took a lot of time for him to be able to take direction, Ma, right?
All right. You could have dinner.
I was never home.
But
I
I'm
was
saying,
never
though, the
home
truth
either.
is, Ma, right?
Because
the truth
even when
is,
she got home, I wasn't there.
No, but I'm saying as an adult, when you started to work, your mother groomed you to be the man you are today. You were a mess. You were all over the place. Don't start. Let's be honest. I was all over the place,
I
too.
always
It
held
took
a
a
job,
lot.
though. I always held a job.
It's not about a job.
I think you are who you are.
You are who you are, but
I really
Ma,
do.
but Ma, it took a lot of you that made him into such a good man.
Well, her and experiences in life that made me who I am. You know, it's life in general, but of course you have the influence from your parental.
Of course you do.
know.
Of course you do. And what a great fucking.
Oh, the best.
What a great fucking mom you are.
Well, you know that's where my.
I curse, Ma, because I love you that much.
But that's where my bravado of.
No, it's the truth. You know it is, Ma. And you know what? Like, everybody talks. People listen to our show, Ma, and we have people that say, like, Rocky and I are a sham, and we don't even sleep in the same bed together. And we're like the
So
worst
weird.
couple ever. And I go, you have no idea the love that my husband and I have, Ma. You're around us. What do you think about our relationship?
Hashtag relationship.
I think you have a wonderful relationship. I think it's very honest. And I think, but I have to say, you're both very, very into your relationship.
We are. We are.
You
110%.
You're very into each other.
Right.
Well,
And
what I
that's a
say,
very
this
good
is
thing.
my thing. When you don't have to work on a relationship, you're in a good one.
It shouldn't have to work, right? Well,
shouldn't be
have
work.
to
Well,
work,
you
but
shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to work too hard.
That's
but
what I mean.
does
It shouldn't
take
be
some
work to have to be with somebody.
right.
It should come
No,
easy.
but not work, but it's a lot of compromise. It's a lot of understanding. It's a lot of overlooking. It's a lot of reading the other person and picking your battles, and and you
then
guys
also-
don't have many battles.
Right, but then also,
So-
like, then doing it, Ma. Then being and doing. You say this, you be this.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, and you have the same goals. You have the same wants. You have beautiful children. You parent very well. So it's there's no matter whatever happens from the outside world, your inside world, your home is your safety net, and you have each other there.
Yo, Key
And
Martin,
you are
Mom
each
makes...
other's you are each other's best friend, and that's what you have to be.
Absolutely. Key
That's-
Martin, Mom makes Sunday dinner for us.
Yeah.
We don't make Sunday
know.
dinner for Mom.
Well,
Mom
first of
handles
all,
the Sunday.
okay.
You make Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday dinner, but Sunday dinner is exclusively for Mom.
Yeah, we let Mom do Sunday dinners, but Mom and I both go back and forth with dinners. We take very good care of each other. Rocky's mother is my mother, and I stand by that. She's a great woman. And
Chicken Palm Sunday.
Oh, chicken palm!
coming over
Ma,
too.
this Sunday those bad. We got I'll talk to you in private. We got Brianna's birthday. I'll explain it to you later through text or whatever.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to make it.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that though privately.
Okay.
All right, but
All right.
yeah, but either way, I might just have you have Lou, Val, and Kaylee.
Oh, sure.
Might be easier not to have them. You know, Ma. You know the deal. We'll talk later.
Yes.
All right. I
Okay,
love you
I'll
so
talk to
much.
you later.
Love you, Ma.
Bye.
Okay, bye. I don't know how to shut it off. But everybody, the lovely mom, of course, of Rocky. I love that she calls in because I have to be honest with you. Coming from a long, long, long background, this woman and I have come so far, become so close that, I look to her for just like if I was looked to my mom. We're very blessed, So I want to get into something else before, we get out of here. We got a half an hour left. Let's start talking about leaving Neverland, please.
Michael Jackson.
Please.
It is everywhere.
I need to talk about this because I was going to come on the Super Ugly Show, and then I was like, no, fuck it, I'll save it for mine. I watched the documentary last night. We watched it right through, part 1, part 2. There were moments I cried. There were moments I felt nauseous. There were moments I felt pain. And watching this completely has changed my perspective on a lot of things, including Michael Jackson.
Now, let me ask you this before we even get really into it. If you're on a jury, guilty or not?
I would say guilty.
Off of what? Why?
Off of the general instincts of my feelings with the stories from the parents, from the children, from every boy separately had the same story of what
Not
he
every.
would tell them. Yeah, they would.
It was 4. The Cancer Kid, Jordan, Wade, and Jimmy.
Yes. But those are the 4 we know about.
The Cancer Kid thing was fucked up. We didn't even bring that up. I'm sorry, just to...
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's part of it.
Yeah.
But the boy, no matter if it's 4 or not, it's 4 we know about. He paid $10 million to Jordan to shut up. Who knows about the people before that took $3 million?
Again, his reasoning kind of made sense. The legal... Michael Jackson.
Yes, I get it. To save him money to not have to keep on testifying and going back to court. But you're talking about numerous little boys who are saying he would fondle them. He would teach them masturbation. He would tell them that God sent them together.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but you don't have numerous little boys. You have 2 little boys and 2 grown men.
Yes.
When they were little boys, they did not accuse him of anything.
Right, because they were completely...
So let's just be clear on that,
Yes,
though.
as little boys, they stood by him, okay? But they were completely manipulated. There are those moments where abused children turn to love their abusers. That's what happens. It's a fucking mental...
Stockholm Syndrome, yeah.
Yes. So it is what happened, and it wasn't until the second time that he was accused that the both of them started saying, wait a minute, and they were both at 17 at the time, and they both were like, we're not going to cover for you anymore. Maybe what you did to us was wrong. And then they went on to their lives. They got
They
married.
weren't 17 at then. They were in their 20s.
No, it was 17 and 19. But when I was watching
No, they're
them.
4 years apart.
They're 2 years apart. One was 5, one was 7.
No, one was 7, one was like 10.
No, he met the young blonde when he was 5. He won the contest, even though
Yeah, he
it was
didn't
supposed
start
to be
coming
7.
around until he was 7, though.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying.
All right, but the contest he won.
Yeah, he won when he was 5. But,
Right.
but he wasn't around Michael until he was 7.
Well, who was the boy that said at 5 years old I had a 30 mil cock in my mouth?
No, he said when I was 7.
7.
Yes.
5 and 7, big fucking difference.
I'm just saying. You know.
I can't. So watching this, as a parent, not only am I angry that these parents allowed this to happen to their children. If a 30-year-old man, I don't give a fuck if it was Brad Pitt, Michael Jackson, or a bum on the side of the street. You're not sleeping in my 7-year-old's fucking bed for sleepovers. I don't care how slow you are. Like the women, the moms, would go and live at Neverland in a guest house while their son would sleep in Michael Jackson's bedroom.
That again.
You must be joking.
It's that part to me, the sleeping in the bed thing, that immediately would never, ever happen with my kids. That part is just...
My son is 9. My niece is 12. They don't sleep in the same bed. You know what I'm saying? That's my niece. My son, again, is 9. My daughter is 4. They don't sleep in the same bed when they do sleep outs.
Yeah.
There's a certain limit, especially when kids and people are starting to grow and get interested. Or, you just don't mix those kind of things. And, even to this day, and I'm going to be 100%, my daughter, Valentina, she's going to be 4. My husband, I will go in and do the wiping and the bathing. Not that he doesn't want to bathe her, but as a little girl at 4 years old, she's got things that I got to do to her as a woman to keep her clean that he doesn't even know about and why put him in that position. So I'm going to let some man who, first of all, looked like he had problems, definitely had problems. He was immature. He wasn't right in the mind. Go sleep in bed with my son.
Hold on. Because I have my theory of he was a 30-year-old man. And me and Richie brought up a fucking great point during our show.
Go.
This 30-year-old man somehow was able to manage his money very well. And I say that because most pop artists get fucked over. Michael Jackson was a smart man.
Yes, he was.
Don't let that little naive boy act that he was playing fool you. That's in front of the cameras. Behind the scenes, he was a fucking shark.
Of course he was.
And everyone knows that.
Yes.
So, in front of the cameras, hey, I'm Michael, and I love the kids, and da-da-da. But behind the scenes, he was a no-fuck-around dude. He was not a stupid man.
He wasn't. And what's fucked up is that he used the manipulation of children that they idolized him. That was their hero. Mm-hmm. And he grabbed it and he ran with it. And so, not just that, talking about, of course, him touching children, but back to the parents, I want to say to these 2 women who sat on the documentary, okay? First of all, you sat on the documentary with your hair done, your makeup done.
Living in the house Michael bought you.
And talking like, and Michael convinced me, and Michael this, and Michael that, and now, right now, I'm not saying you didn't know then, right now you know that when your son was 7 years old, he was molesting and jerking them off and fellatio and everything in a closet.
Stuck a finger in their butts.
Teepees. Exactly. And you're sitting there going...
Allegedly.
Well, makeup all on and perfect condition going, at the time, I would be a mess.
Hold up, though, because the one bitch in the house Michael Jackson bought her goes, when he died, I got up and did a little dance.
She did say that.
I understand the parent state of mind, but this man did a lot of good for you. And again, these are allegations that, yes, I'm going to believe my kid. I'm not saying she shouldn't. Of course, you're going to believe your kid. But to sit there and brag that you danced when the man died is disgusting.
It is disgusting. I'm not saying.
I get what you think he did to your kid because it is speculation.
It's completely their fault. This is completely the parents' fault.
But yeah, you put your kid in that position.
You could at any time shut this shit down. I blame the parents 1,000,000 times over. These kids at 5 and 7 years old had no idea what they were listening to. It was Michael Jackson, and they did whatever he told them to do. I get it. They were not ready minds. But these parents knew what the fuck they were doing, and as they lived on Neverland,
No, hold on.
and their bills were paid.
No, it's on HBO. They didn't know they were sending their kid in to be touched.
They were blind by the fucking fame and stardom.
And
I would know, Rocky.
Yes, I agree. Again, you have to understand, and I was talking about this to someone at work today, and I'm not just saying this because I'm from here. New Yorkers have a different state of mind than literally the rest of the world. We are suspect of everything. We don't trust anybody off of first impression. We always look for the bad angle. We always look for the scam. We always look for someone trying to fuck us over. We never give people the benefit of the doubt ever. So, as a New Yorker and a parent, it's very easy to go, that would never fucking happen, because that's just the way we're bred. But let's say, fucking the Robson family in Australia who lives in a 3-bedroom house and has 3 kids, and they do alright, but they're not doing great, and all of a sudden Michael Jackson is now my son's best friend, and we're going to Neverland, and overnight all this happens. We're flying on private, not jets, 747s across the world, tour to tour. He's bringing us here, he's bringing us there. Hold on. I'm not saying that any of what he did was right if it happened. What I'm saying is, and I'm not saying the parents are right for letting them sleep in the bed. Of course, that's immediately, no, never fucking happened. Never alone with my kid. None of that shit. But other people outside of New York and maybe Chicago, and the cities I always name, the main ones, people don't think that way really. And even LA would probably let this go on. But people get wrapped up in the whirlwind of the glitz and the glamour and the pomp and circumstance and the holy shit, I am hanging out with Michael Jackson, that you get distracted.
I am not saying that they didn't get distracted, but I'm telling you right now.
And you lose sight of...
On my life, every fucking limb, every part of me, may I explode on my life. I don't fucking care who knocked on my door.
I know.
There would be never a moment that I would go, I think that this is appropriate.
But we're also looking at it in hindsight, because now the example's in front of us.
Bullshit.
You get what I'm saying?
Even with my daughters and our children, we don't let them sleep out of
No,
people's
of course
houses because
not.
we
And
don't know
again-
their fathers or their brothers.
Again, we're a different breed. But, Wisconsin and Kansas and people in Melbourne and people in, some small suburb in France or England, they don't live the way we live. They don't, even upstate New York doesn't live the way we live.
No, I get it. And I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm not saying in Australia
Like,
when this guy walked in their house and offered them the world, I'm not saying that they didn't look and go, oh my God, this is great, and they didn't think about it. But as a 5-year-old, when you ask them, is everything all right? And they're like, yeah, everything's fine. You have to know that they're not going to fucking tell you because they're either scared or, like, they both these boys said how they loved him.
What if everything is fine?
I can feel it. I can feel it. My children, they tell me things. I feel it in my stomach. Do I not?
Yeah, but again, that's one circumstance. That's
I would
just
be able
you,
to
though.
feel if somebody wanted to touch
And that's just you,
my
though.
children.
So you can't completely... again, I can throw full blame on them for the letting them sleep in bed thing, but I can understand... I can understand the poor judgment making because of being blinded by everything. And Michael Jackson could have been throwing diversions at them as well. Being like, hey, whoever my guy is, go talk to them, and me and him are going to sneak off while you're doing that. And then when she goes, where are they? Just say, hey, he's with Michael, he's fine.
And that's what he said happened. And there was, after this all had happened, okay? Now, mind you, he never penetrated the children from what we knew at first because he tried a finger, it hurt them. He didn't do it often. Then he tried to do anal, it didn't work out, it hurt them. Whatever the case may be, okay? The maid that worked for Michael came forward after he passed. And now, of course, when he's alive, he's a very powerful person. I can understand people being afraid that they'll disappear if they fuck with Michael Jackson, right? So she didn't say anything, but she did end up coming forward saying that. And she showed the FBI because they came to search his home. She showed them every secret room he had. How the fuck did she know that they were there? And she told them, I've cleaned many towels. I've cleaned many sheets. I know what goes on. And there was secret this. And he would take off. And I would tell the parents, don't worry, he's with Michael. So everybody who was paid by Michael was in on it and allowing these children. Nobody in their right mind would think it's all right.
No. Of course not.
They knew what the fuck was going on.
Again, you can't say that, and they weren't in their right mind because again, they're caught up in this whirlwind of it's not just like I'm in a whirlwind of a celebrity. I'm in the whirlwind of Michael Jackson. There's a big difference here. You know, like meeting Brad Pitt is like, hey, that's pretty cool. Meeting Michael Jackson as a grown-up or a kid in the 80s.
Which is even more reason why they trusted him. And he fucking abuses them.
This is what pisses me off is, and I say if it's true because I wasn't there, I don't know. Personally, my personal opinion, I don't believe some of these things happened.
You gotta watch it. Because they're very convincing. They're very convincing.
My thing is, I don't think it was that they were afraid they were going to disappear. I think it was that they were afraid of losing the money flow that they were getting from him. And my thing is,
I think that on the parent side, yes, not on the kid side. The kids just wanted the relationship.
Like I'm saying, like people like the maid, who's now coming out now after the fact of he's dead. If you couldn't open your mouth and say these things when he was alive, when something could have been done about it, if it really did happen,
you're to blame.
Then what right do you have to say it now? Because you're just as much as fault.
You were covering it up. You're an alibi. You're a
so
you know.
If you couldn't open your mouth. And
I mean,
do
not
the
an
right
alibi,
thing, when the right
accomplice.
thing needs to be done, then shut your fucking mouth and don't even say anything about it now.
Absolutely.
Because what good comes of it now?
What good comes of it now? They waited so long.
The kids are grown up.
Yeah, it sucks that they waited so long.
And again, that's if that really is what happened.
But he's dead, so there's no side of there's no his side of the story, and there's no outcome. All
but
it
his
is
side
now,
of the story was always the same.
Yes, but all it is now is these guys threw this out there, and now it just lays there. There's no.
His children have to live with this.
Yeah, but
his children have to live.
And why should they though? That's not fair to them.
It's the truth. It's not fair to them.
They're abusing his children.
They are.
We get it. He's been through this. His children have been through this. They need to go through it again. They went through it with that Martin Bashir interview. Now again, this comes up, and for what reason other than to drag his name through the dirt and put out awareness on child, molestation. Now there's other ways to go about that than trashing Michael Jackson. You used this to get your movie out there, get your name out there, and to get publicity. It's easy when you go, it's Michael Jackson. If you went, it's Uncle Fred from around the corner, no one gives a shit. And it could be the same movie, and no one would fucking care. No one. But because it's Michael Jackson, everyone now has to go, oh my God, this is the most important thing in the world right now. And A, he's either guilty, or B, he's either not guilty. And there's too many people just picking one or the other side. There's a middle to this because, for one, he was acquitted on 12 charges.
Yeah, he's also a billionaire. You know how many people who are powerful up in the government that fucking do things that they should be in trouble for that they don't get in trouble for?
From what we were told, Michael Jackson died almost broke.
Well, that's because he bought all the fucking rings and all these lavish
and
gifts.
Paid for lawyers for all these goddamn lawsuits he had to go through.
Maybe he should have kept his fucking hands to himself.
Maybe he did.
I don't believe it. I don't. I believe, and I was a strong standby of Michael Jackson. I didn't believe anything until I watched the documentary and I felt for myself how I felt. The situations don't fucking make sense. It does not makes sense to me.
Then how come just these 4 special kids, out of all the kids he's had in his thing, just these 4 special ones?
Because how many people would take $1 million to shut the fuck up that live in poverty?
Or how about maybe nothing ever happened? Why is that? But why is that not a possibility?
Corey Feldman and he had
and
Macaulay
he said
Culkin.
Nothing.
Yeah, but
they both.
I don't think it's all that too because
they're stars. They were big names for him.
They investigated very thoroughly. I remember him
and they rated it not like, hey, we're coming. It was a surprise.
Saying that they made me take my clothes off. They took pictures of my penis. They took like close-ups of like all different things.
They should. He came from a distorted fucking family. He
was
abused as a child, and I believe he passed it on because of his life. He was lonely. He lived by himself. He fucking didn't have any contact with his family. All he had was little boys.
He contacted his family.
Little boys. He was all over his goddamn Neverland, and I know please, the faxes that we read, the messages he would leave on the voicemail, like, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you, and you're my favorite, and you're a fucking sicko. You were in your 30s. They were 5 and 7.
Now, get
the fuck out of here.
One of the nicknames was Applehead.
Applehead.
Now, I'm wondering if that was a reference to something. You know what I mean? Because Applehead. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but maybe it was just the kid's head was
Well,
round like
who
an
the hell
apple.
comes up with Applehead?
Applehead.
That's
Get
just
the
a...
fuck out of
Well,
here.
look
It's a
at Gwyneth
random-
Paltrow, who names her kid Apple.
Yeah,
Who names their kid
because she's a
Apple?
hipster doofus, though.
Either way, it's a documentary everybody should check out. It's Leaving Neverland. And then there's also an interview with Oprah that I'm in the midst of watching right now.
Gotta be honest, there's really not much on there except child molestation awareness type stuff. There's nothing added to the documentary.
No, I know that,
Oprah
but
thing.
it's a sum up. And so anyway, I'm watching that now, and to raise awareness is not even about raising awareness. It's being a fucking parent
Hold up.
24/7 and not allowing other things to jeopardize your vision when you're with your children that are fucking vulnerable.
Okay, hold up. Answer me this. Wade Robson, this victim, this man who wants to get rid of Michael Jackson out of his life
That's
because
not what
he's...
he said. That's not what they
No,
said.
no. Hold up, though. Because at the end of the documentary, there was pictures of Wade Robson burning his Michael Jackson stuff. In the interview, Oprah goes, "Did you really burn the Thriller jacket?" And he goes, "No, I burned the replica." Why keep the real one?
Because it's...
I know what it is.
And they have it.
But-
they have a spot in their heart that loves him from the abuse.
Let me finish. But he's taking pictures of him burning all this other Michael Jackson stuff, being like, "Look at me, I'm freeing myself of this." Why keep the Thriller jacket? Because you can get a buck off it. Because it's the Thriller jacket. Why didn't you burn that? If you're so hard up in your conviction,
Well, then why wouldn't they have sold the rings?
that guy didn't burn anything. Wade Robson did. If you're so hard up in your conviction, why keep that jacket?
To be honest with you, I just feel like it's just too much information to even decide. I wasn't there. Also, like I say, like Nicole said, I wasn't there to say this is what was going on. But as a parent and as a human being, I can feel what I felt when I watched it, and even to the point of going to stores with my children, they don't talk to strangers, let alone having a fucking man come to my house and sleep in my goddamn room with my son. I doubt it, and I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
So it's the parents' fault. I blame them 100%, and they should be fucking ashamed of themselves for being bought by a vision of a fucking celebrity. And that is all. Of course, and they were saying too that there are houses every day that this is happening in with family and
They say 1 in 6 men.
1 in 6.
1 in 6. That number is insane to me. Have been in some
Molested.
kind of sexually young molestee type situation. 1 in 6.
Yeah, they do say that.
That is a fucking crazy number. And that means someone I know probably had that happen to them is walking around living with that inside of them.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's
fucking
terrible.
Horrible. And I feel like at that point in time, these children, these young folk don't have the ability to differentiate between love or abuse. And, they both now, these young men have sons, and they both battle with the feeling of, never understanding as a child, but now they understand because they have children and they can understand that what isn't and isn't right. And when they were young, and the second the case came through that they were accusing Michael Jackson, is when Jimmy was like, "I cannot defend you anymore.
Yeah.
I cannot do this anymore because now I'm thinking about it and I feel like maybe it wasn't the right thing." And so anybody has time, go check it out. Leaving Neverland.
It was really good and definitely
And,
worth a watch. 4 hours though, so strap yourself in.
Yeah, it was a rough watch. And so anybody who's a parent, I will suggest to have tissues, because when you hear these children speak, you see them performing and you see them around him, you can feel the inappropriate.
If there's anything positive to come with from this is something you should watch with your children.
Yes.
While it is graphic in detail, I think the awareness of letting your kids know these situations happen and hearing these stories of even the most beloved icon of all time could possibly do this to you, I think it's something that you should sit down with your kids and watch. I really do.
I agree. I think that's a very important thing, and as Nicole sits in the corner as a quiet little blueberry.
Like me, I'm not going to sit through 4 hours of it again, but I'm definitely going to have a talk with my son after seeing it.
Yes.
And, when my daughter gets old enough to understand, I will have that, you'll have that discussion, but, it's
a real thing.
It's an
It's
eye-opener.
happening.
Chat room tonight.
What?
So the trolls are crazy in the chat room.
Are they?
I'm not even paying any attention to them. How about that? That's how much they don't fucking matter to me.
Yeah.
I don't care at all. So anyway, that's pretty much what I had for the show tonight. It was a very serious week. You know, I have some more things I'm going to investigate for next time. Sex is always good to talk about, and you know me, I love to have a sexy time. I want to say thank you, of course, to my girlfriend Nikki for coming on the show. I love her, and don't forget to check out Sweet Temptations by Nikki on Instagram. And I want to shout out Unique. Everybody loves my makeup all the time. Eye makeup, mascara. Also, Nicole is a wearer. Check out Christine at strengthandsparkle.com. I want to say I love you guys at Opie Radio. And Joey Salvia, Mike Sappho, of course, Carl Ruiz. You're my favorite Cuban chef, you little fucker. And all of my fans, everybody who comes into my room and celebrates with me every week, who contacts me through Twitter. Thank you for your ats and mentions. We're at 16,000 so far followers on Periscope, and my husband's at 22,000. We love every single fucking one of you. And I hope to see you guys here next Tuesday. Same time, same place. Bring your best stories, and let's rock and roll.
Sure. I love to rock.
And roll. Sweet Susie. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.